Hello and welcome to Reviews. As always, I'm Plume Noir, and here we're going to look at the second issue of Brian Azzarello's Faithless. Now, one thing I did not notice on the cover of the first issue, the really tiny type here. I don't even know if it'll show up. An erotic depiction of faith, sex, and the devil in the tradition of the Divine Comedy. Now, I'm going to say this up front. This is a little bit more adult, a little bit more mature. So, keep that in mind. We're going to be skipping all the naughty bits. And like I said in the first issue when I did the video for that, I am not really into erotic literature. It's not really my thing. Um, but the first issue hooked me. Yeah, I'll be honest. The first issue, despite all that, I was interested in where this was going. So the second issue came out today, and I figured, let's take a look at this. Um, it's an interesting cover. The dance party, you know, type thing here. The proportion, the angle is a little bit odd. Kind of a, it's kind of a boring cover. It looks almost like it's a magazine, which makes me wonder, Faithless, if it's supposed to look kind of like a pamphlet, the font used. But I'm really curious now about this being in the style of the Divine Comedy. And so yeah, as you recall, if you've seen the previous video, we have the main character, Faith, who's kind of a magician, I guess you could say, kind of a magic user. She wants to, but she's only kind of. It seems like she's kind of doing it unintentionally, but it was a little bit ambiguous in the first issue, with the whole pickpocket scene. Did she pick the guy's pocket? Did she use her magic because she needed the money? So anyway, she meets this other woman named Poppy. They end up they end up going back to Poppy's place where we find out that she's an artist. And, she's got a big place, and Faith is just completely wild because she's something of an artist herself. So the issue starts off, and I have to be very careful because, I'm saying this up front, there is nudity, um, not really so much sex in this issue, but it is referred to. Um, so I gotta be really careful and skip the first few pages. So, when Faith wakes up, Poppy has already left. She left a note on the door, um, basically saying, grab anything out of the closet you want, and, this key will get you in the door to this super exclusive party. And, or otherwise you can wait for me to come back. When then she hears some clomping, uh, in in Poppy's apartment. Uh, but that's never explained because then Faith ends up going to the party. As you see, she's there outside. She starts texting her friend. Um, what you doing? Playing Red Dead, watching porn. Okay, so her friends are really open, I guess, about things. So the club has one rule: no pictures. You cannot take pictures. So she does sneak one, and she sends it to her friend who is playing Red Dead and watching porn. uh, is that Beyonce? I guess it's supposed to be Beyonce. So she goes in, and they're texting back and forth. A party at the Five Points. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! How? Invitation. Can you get me in? I roll. And yeah, I know this is. I don't like texting as narrative. I am as someone that texts all the time. I text just about as bad as a teenage girl, but it, I really it's gained to me a narrative. And when it's used as a narrative form, I don't know. Maybe I'm just old fashioned. Um, so yeah, it's a lot of the little cutesy abbreviations. I don't abbreviate stuff, so yeah. Who else is there? The Mad King art dude there. Lewis Thorne is a genius. So Lewis Thorne is an artist, and we will see him later. Lol, I could do what he does. but you didn't. Pics, no pics allowed. You know, F the rules. You sent one. So yeah, we got people doing lines of coke. She bumps into this dude, and tattooed guy. I'm not sure if he's supposed to be anyone in particular, or based on anyone. You know, and he's like, "Nice to meet you too." Faith. My name is Faith. Find out that he's actually the musician who's going to be going on stage, and he's kind of out of it. Who knows what he's on? But before he goes on stage, he tells Faith, "Nice to meet you." And Faith, no more apologies. So yeah, he's the frontman for a band called The Wisdom. And I swear there's been a band called The Wisdom. I can't believe that hasn't been used already. So yeah, he kind of sings. I'm not going to go through the whole song, but during his performance, um, one thing that is here is what's behind your eyes that matters. To me, do I matter? There's a little bit of insanity going on in the story here. You have characters. It could be the party, hard partying, drugs and stuff. It could be the whole artsy vibe of some of the people. But that's interesting. But then Faith takes a picture and ends up getting bounced out of the club. Now, once she's thrown out of the club, just thrown out on the fire escape, and maybe that's, because it says the exit is the way down. Now, remember what we said about this being in the style of the Divine Comedy, in the tradition of the Divine Comedy. So, as you know, the Divine Comedy, 3 parts, Purgatory, Paradiso, and, the trip into hell. So, yeah, I'm wondering if this is where we're going with this, um, I have faith in Brian Azzarello. So, when Faith is on the fire escape, she comes upon this dude. And he's just out there smoking a cigarette. And are you saying I remind you of your... Oh, wait. That's interesting. Tell me more. And this is just looking up at her. Well, she thinks that he's going to accost her. He ends up saving her from falling off the fire escape. And he starts kind of messing with her head a little bit. I just saved your life. Or did I try to kill you, you think? If I did, it would have been to save you. Now, this here is Lewis Thorne. She recognizes him. And, she... he's kind of putting moves on her. You do know who I am. And you are Miss Faith? Miss Faith? Not much. You get a joke. Miss Faith, not much. Lewis Thorne. Exit down. All this red. See where we're going. It's a little heavy-handed. But then Poppy ends up finding her just before they kiss. And he says, "Oh, you two are together. Well then, have a good time. And do think of me." And I'm going to stop it here because the next scene is they're walking home. They end up getting accosted by 3 guys. And Faith uses her magic to convince them to basically rape each other instead of the girls. And Poppy is so impressed by this that, she lets out a little secret, I guess not really a secret, but a revelation, which I won't give away. So, I'm starting to wonder about this. Is if we're doing this in the style of the tradition of the Divine Comedy, where we're at now is Faith playing the not Faith, I'm sorry, Poppy, is she playing the part of Virgil, as the guide down? Um, and yeah, the some of the revelations we're seeing in this, um, I see where they're going with this, and I really hope that we are doing that. We can go through purgatory and paradise and everything. However, what the hell is that? You hear that beeping? Something's backing up. A little late for a truck out, eh? Anyway, ignore the beeping. Um, So, as you know, this is a character Faith, Faithless. She is into magic, but the world of magic is attracted to her. Now, it's obvious we're going with, Lewis being the devil. I mean, I'm giving that away. There's no spoiler to that. You can pretty much put two and two together. But I am interested in where they're going with this. This book is getting me hooked. Yeah, there's the erotic thing. Um, the whole erotic literature, but that's not all this is. Um, it's like I said, there's actually very little of that. There's a few, like I said, comments, and everything. There's the scene where they do get attacked at the end that's very explicit. I can't even show it. I can't. It's it even has finale stuff. um, I'm enjoying this book. This book is what NuVertigo should be. It really is. The stuff we're getting right now with Goddess Mode, and I'm already forgetting all the other books. Yeah, I keep coming back to Border Town, but that got canned. High Level, yeah. This is what Vertigo should be. Reading this reminds me of what it was like, especially when Vertigo first started. Back in the what early mid '90s. Because they when they created the label, they folded several books into it, like Sandman, Animal Man, Swamp Thing, and then they created new books. Like when Preacher came out, it was already Vertigo was in full swing. The art has that kind of um, professional style. This doesn't look like someone they just grabbed off of Deviant Art, but it's still scratchy enough to have that independent feel. Um, and yeah, it's one of those books that you can explore different things. Panel layouts could be a little bit better for the most sake. It's a lot of flat on stuff. Once you notice it, it's really, ooh, almost opened the wrong page there. Once you notice it, it really sticks out. But there is a little bit of, change of scenery, but a lot of dead on that only variates. The only variation is how far away it gets. Um, and then we have some of the fire escape scene, but yeah, a lot of this. Could have a little bit more interesting layouts. But anyway, I'm enjoying this book. I this is I know this will not be very interesting to many people. I know that, but I'm trying to show like other stuff. There's good stuff out there. This one I'm liking. I'm hooked. At 12 o'clock. Like I said, Brian Azzarello. It's it is what it is. It's cover could be better. It's not really a particularly exciting cover. I don't think it really gives you an idea of what you're in for. Um, but yeah, definitely be warned. This is um, this is for mature readers. That needs that right on the front. So anyway, again, full 12. I like this book. I'm going to keep following it. It's being added to my pull list. Um, so yeah, hey, look, the brace is off. Don't the finger's still kind of jacked up, but hey, I can move it. It only hurts a little bit. So anyway, as always, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.